I became a profitable trader trading only 2 hours per day, and I'm going to show you where those time slots are and how they give you the advantage. So, if you come over to my chart right now, the big indicator that I always look at is the volume. And volume can tell you, especially on the 15-minute chart, where the influx of volumes are happening. And if we notice here, this is Costco, and I'm going to go through a bunch of different stocks. You notice that there's a couple of times throughout the day where you have kind of a big surge in volume, and then it kind of dips off and doesn't really do anything, and then it surges again in the afternoon. Those are my main times that I go and trade. And those times happen to be 10 a.m. and 1:30 in the afternoon. 10 a.m. to 11, 1:30 to 2:30. Let's zoom in on this a little bit more. So I'm going to go through on Costco and just show you. We get a big influx in the morning. Now, what causes this influx in the morning? It's the overnight trade settling. So we have people that go in there after 4 p.m., they put in advanced orders, or people that can trade after market hours, they put in their orders. And what happens as soon as the market opens at 9:30? Well, all of those orders execute. So I tend to not like to trade at 9:30 in the morning because there's a lot of manipulation going on. It's just false volume that's not actually being bought in that moment, but it was the night before. It's just all settling. So you get that big surge at 9:30. I like to trade at 10 o'clock because things settle down and you start to be confident with where the volume's going. You start getting these better. Notice this one. This is a great example right here. This is just a random day. Look how big and wicky this first candle is. This is the 9:30 candle. And then look what happens after that. It kind of settles down. It's not as big because this Costco stock price dropped way down and it came all the way up here. The next candle, there wasn't much to it. Now, if we just zoom down a little bit further, we have, again, a big wicked candle, small right after that. Big wick candle. It pulled back, but it kind of leveled off. So that's my 10 o'clock time slot. And I'm going to go over to the swing trading chart and just show you how much more difficult it is for you to see there. Now, if we look at it in the afternoon, let's zoom back out again, and I'm just going to take these 4 days. So you have that big surge of volume, and then it kind of levels off. And what happens around 1:30? Well, volume picks back up. Doesn't matter if it's selling volume, buying volume. You just know that there's volume there. There's activity there. Same thing here. Big surge in volume, levels off. You start to get a little bit of a surge in the afternoon. Same thing here. Volume in the morning, surge in the afternoon. These are my favorite time slots. You trade from 10 to 11, maybe take lunch, go work out, do whatever you want to do. And then you come back in the afternoon and you can crush it just for another hour in that day. So speaking of that 10 o'clock time slot and how advantageous it is, I actually go live 2 times a week at 10 o'clock, from 10 o'clock to 11 o'clock. Why? Because it's the best time for me to go and find trades. Just today, as before we were recording this video, I found 3 or 4 trades that I could potentially get into this coming week. So click on the link below. Join my Patreon. It's $25 a month right now. Price will be going up as soon as those slots sell out. But come and join me. Come and join the other community members to go live during that 10 o'clock time slot. And I'll show you how advantageous it is. And you can go practice on your own in the afternoon, and we'll reconvene later in that week. So I want to take you over to a daily chart and just show you kind of how beautiful the 15-minute chart is and where we can see those spikes in volume. So obviously, each one of these candles is 15 minutes. Each one of these volume bars is 15 minutes. And the beauty of this chart is to see that breakdown and where those surges happen. Versus if we come over here and we type in Costco, you're not going to really, I'm going to pull up my daily chart. You're not going to be able to see anything because each one of these candles is your daily volume. Yes, you can see that you're getting really great volume on Costco right now. It's coming up to average volume nearly every day. But let me show you something. If we just zoom into today's candle, we can see that there's about maybe about 50% of volume. It's about 1:13 in the afternoon right now. You can't really tell, was the volume this morning? Was the volume in this afternoon? Is it going to be spiking up here at some point? But you can over here, if you take it to the 15-minute chart, this is kind of we didn't really have a big spike in volume. Yes, you had your big spike in the morning. It spiked up and it's just kind of been dormant since. So I am expecting in the next 15 minutes, you're going to start to get a little bit of surge in volume right here. You're probably not going to get anything crazy today. And this is something important to remember. Just because you get a surge in volume doesn't mean that you trade a stock. You have to have a bunch of different indicators coming together that make you go and execute that trade. But volume is so important, and getting that surge in volume is so important. And now, if we come over from the daily chart to the weekly chart, I don't even have volume on here. So it's a totally different type of trade. So you need to make sure that when you come and you set up your charts, you have a 15-minute chart. And I encourage you, set a timer on your phone. sit in your chair at 9:30, wait for that 10 o'clock to come around, start looking at trades. Don't execute every day, but start looking at trades. Then take a break, go do whatever you want to do. And when call it 1:15 comes around, sit back down, get ready to trade from 1:30 to 2:30. I promise you that if you do this on a consistent basis, you will be more profitable than trading outside of these time windows. So, this is just one component of becoming a good trader. I made a very thorough, complete guide to what it takes to become a good trader. It's 49 minutes long, it's chaptered. It's made for you guys to go back to over and over and reference where your shortfalls are or where you just need reminders. Click that video right here, and I'll see you next time.